Hi peeps, Junction 6 here, and today, well, yeah, going to be talking about Unreal Engine, aren't we? And just how bad it is. I mean, it gets worse and worse every time I look at something else. I just don't know what to say about this. I put in for the test server, but to tell you the truth, even if I get it, from what I've seen, I don't even think I want to be bothered to play that test server. This is how demoralised I am. I take it you've all seen this.
I want to talk about
just look at the body language of Alexandra and Tony in this. You can tell they're very, very worried about this. And they just know what he's saying is just totally irrelevant. This guy waffles on for over 20 minutes and says nothing, apart from, oh yeah, we're really sorry, we've worked really hard on this, and we didn't realise that the community wouldn't like it.
Or a bunch of other places. Look, we've all been reading these things.
They may have been reading them, but it's us who've been writing them for a reason,
all of our devs are reading
because
them,
it is that bad.
I've been reading all this stuff. And, it's very clear, right? There's a bunch of people who are really,
It's not just a bunch of people. It is absolutely everybody in the community. I do not know one person, I have not heard one person say anything positive about this update at all. At all.
And then we
nobody.
Came out with a kind of a teaser style video to announce.
This has got nothing to do with the video which they've put out. This has got to do with the content of that video and the content of what they're producing. It is not what we want. At the end of the day, we don't want all these changes. Why would we want all these changes? If we wanted all these changes, we wouldn't be playing Blitz. We'd be playing a different game. And that's what they're creating, a totally different game. Well, if they want to create a different game, let them. Let them create a different game. Call it something different. But it's not Blitz. If they're going to use the word Blitz in it, keep it as Blitz, not something totally different. So I'm going to go through some of these changes, and we'll just see how bad they are. All right, the first one I want to look at is sets. Sets, I just do not understand why they're doing this at all. Now you've got all these different sets, which you're going to need keys to unlock. You're going to have to basically play a tech tree tank. It's just, if you're a new player, this is going to be horrendous for you. You've got all these different levels, and then look at that there. You've got this special one at the end, which of course is a crate. So you've got no guarantee of getting that tank. I don't know how that's going to work at all. And look at the layout. This is Netflix, isn't it? Most popular now and best damage and that. What? This is absolutely mental. They don't understand what makes Blitz Blitz, do they? What makes Blitz Blitz is seeing those tech trees, nice and easy to understand. Following up, thinking, yes, I'm going to get that tank, I'm going to go for that one. Looking at the tech trees and that. Not buying sets. Who the hell wants to buy a set when half the bloody tanks in it you're never going to play? I just don't get what they're doing. They're going to replace 8 simple tech trees with over 80 sets. That is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that's not the only thing what's crazy at all, is it? You just look at this. Getting a camo. Easiest thing in the world. Nah, not anymore. Well, why should we make getting a camo easy? No, you have to buy them in sets of... I just want a camo. I can't just buy a camo. I've got to buy a set of camos. And some of them I'm never going to use. It just winds me up. The whole thing just winds me up. Plus, of course, to make it even more complex, why don't we invent a new currency and call it paint? So you've got to actually have paint to buy these things in the first place. You can't buy them with credits, these sets. You have to have paint. And then some of the tanks, you need paint to unlock, some credits, some gold. None of it makes sense. It is just mental. What are these guys doing at Wargaming? Why have they spent all this time developing this? I just don't understand it. But it's not all doom and gloom, guys, don't worry. You get this. You can get 3 slots now. So in one of them, you can put your attachment, which is great, you know. We already had that anyway. But then you got these other slots. You've got 2 other slots, which obviously you're going to need paint to unlock, obviously, you know, why not? And in those, you can put a different avatar. So every tank you've got, you can have a different avatar on, which, you know, is okay if you like changing your avatars, isn't it? I mean, I've got hundreds of avatars, but I never change mine because I use the one which reflects my clan, the wolf one. So I'm not going to use another one. Then, of course, you've got the 3rd slot where you can have a different profile background, which, yeah, I might change that. At the moment, I use Aminette's profile background. By the way, most of these clips are from Aminette's channel, so make sure you subscribe to her. Link in the description. Right, we're going to move on to equipment. Let's have a look at equipment. It's just mental, this equipment. Absolutely crazy. I just don't understand this at all. Now, yeah. You're going to have to unlock all the equipment slots. Now, as you can see there, it says 21. There is only 18 equipment slots. So what the other ones are for, I take it, it's armor buffs or something, I don't know. You know, I think they're kind of buffs which are similar to your cruise skills. Those other 3, because there's only 18 slots. But you've still got to open 21. It just makes no sense at all, does it? And when you do open them up, of course, you've just got like it used to be with the equipment slots. Now, I don't know if you can individually choose which equipment slots you open up, or if you've got to do them in this order. But I assume any new player is just going to be totally confused by this. Totally confused. It makes no sense doing it this way. It just seems to me to be really long-winded and overcomplicated for absolutely no reason at all, apart from they can do it, and so that's what they're going to do. I just can't understand why we can't just have it the same as it was before. Why we've got to have all this. I don't know. I really don't know what they're thinking of. Eventually, we'll get to the end. I mean, fair enough, you've got one button, but it's going to cost you like over $1 million to upgrade it straight away. And then you can get to choose, just like before, what you open up. Why can't you just have this and then click on the one you want to upgrade? Or open up, just like you could before. Why have you got to go through all that rigmarole before this? I really don't understand it. And of course, some of the abilities on these things are totally different. Everything's different, you know, the amounts they do and stuff, it's all been nerfed or buffed and nothing's the same. So, you know, when they say it's not going to affect the game, of course it's going to affect the gameplay because everything's different. It's just, I just cannot understand why they're doing all these changes all at once. Well, they're not. This is just a wind-up. This has got to be a wind-up. There's no way they can put all these changes in to the game all in one go and expect to keep players. There's just no way. And of course, they've changed the name of all these equipments. Of course they have, because it's too simple. Yeah, that's now an aim stabilizer. What the hell? Well, if you go and watch Aminette's video about this, you'll hear her go on about it as well. I totally agree with her. Why are we changing the names of stuff just so some new player might understand it? Well, if he learnt the game, then he would understand it. It just winds me up. So that's the equipment, but it gets worse. Let's just have a look at some consumables, shall we? And of course, consumables, we'll just have a brand new currency for your consumables. Yeah, what? Yeah, we'll just invent a new currency for consumables. And it's these things, these steel. Reminds me a bit of spare parts, really, doesn't it, you? Yeah, they're calling them steel. And you need these to put consumables on your tank. In the stream Wargaming did, they said it was to make it easier for new players to understand, and they wouldn't use consumables because they cost too much. Well, these are going to cost, aren't they? They're going to cost a brand new currency, which, of course, a new player's not going to understand. What's steel? Where do I get that from? How do I do this? Why, Wargaming? This is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Another currency. Let's just put it in the game. Why not? Everybody loves a new currency and just making things more complicated than what they ever need to be. That's what everybody wants from their game. Of course it is. Nobody wants this. Yeah, why are they doing it? Consumables, dead easy. You click on it and it's installed on your tank. And it costs you credits. And that's it. Simple. Nah. We can't have that. Let's give you steel. So let's look at this. So to equip your tank as you would normally, it's going to cost you in the region of 9,000 steel. Now, you get steel by opening crates. You get 27,000 from the first crate. And if you get to the third crate in your daily missions, you get, another 18,000. So that's like 5 games you can play. Now, do you only pay for it once? I don't know. It doesn't tell you. Is that a continuous thing that you're going to have to get this steel? Or is it just a one-off payment? And once you've equipped those consumables, that's it, it's done. I don't know. You can obviously go to the store and pick up some from there for silver. You can just buy some more, which is obviously going to cost you your credits. It just makes no sense at all why they're doing this. This has got to be a one-off thing, surely. It can't be every battle. But Junction, you're saying the graphics will be amazing. Well, this is Blitz Guides, and he's done some map tours. And to tell you the truth, looking at this, I know it's early access, and they probably will improve it. But to be honest, maybe the fire looks okay, and the smoke, that looks okay. But the actual whole map itself doesn't really look any different. The tanks don't look that much different. I know it's early access and they will improve on this, they've got to. But, I was really disappointed when I saw these. I was thinking it's going to be, amazing, the graphics. But, you know what I mean? They're not that special, are they? If you look at things like War Thunder and that, and the graphics they've got, Wargaming come out with this. So now I want to sum up the whole thing. I think it's a total disaster. That's what this is. A total disaster. That's all you can say. If I even get an invite to this test server, I probably won't even bother taking it up, guys, because I'm not going to waste my time and effort on this, because it's absolutely terrible. I do not want any part of it. That's all I'm going to say.